Hi guys, Lazarus here. Really hope you enjoyed the first lesson, which came out last week. Today we're on our second lesson, which is going to be the same topic, sight reading 8th and 16th notes using phonetics. Now if you take a look on the sheet you've been given, the lesson sheet that should have been posted underneath this video on Facebook, the first rhythm we're going to do is 16th notes. There are 4 16th notes per one beat. So a quarter note obviously lasts one beat, the subdivision of the quarter note are 2 8th notes, and the subdivision of the 2 8th notes are 4 16th notes. Hence, quarter, 8th, 16. So because of this, they can look quite scary as they'll be fast to play at high tempos. But we're going to play it through slowly, and these are how 16th notes sound. And now going back to last week again, we spoke about which words, make it easier for us to sound out these rhythms. My word is double-decker, and being from London you see a lot of double-decker buses about, so it's an easy one to remember and a good one to speak along to. So I'm going to play it with using my phonetic word. Double-decker, 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 double-decker. Now as you look at the second system under that, there are a couple of variations of how to use how to say 16th notes. As you see here, I've got Coca-Cola, 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 Coca-Cola. Also got coriander. Coriander, 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 coriander. The third one is ravioli, another food. Ravioli, 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 ravioli. And the last one, one of my favourite bassists, Marcus Miller. His name, honestly I've never used this, but his name fits into 16th notes, and I think he's great. Marcus Miller, 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 Marcus Miller. The next rhythm we're going to look at is 1 16th note plus an 8th note plus another 16th note. So if you look on the 3rd and 4th systems, that's how the rhythm looks. When I first saw this rhythm a year or so ago, it did scare me because with 16th notes it's all even, there's 4 even notes to play. With 8th notes there's 2 even notes to play per beat. Even with an 8th and 2 16th, with an 8th and 2 16th notes, or 2 16th and an 8th notes like we did last week, I understood how the beat was split, and so it was easier for me to do than this one. But as you can see, what I've done on Sibelius is I've lined up how long these beats are and where they run over. So you can see the first 16th note is lined up with the first one, then the 2nd and 3rd 16th notes last for the same amount of time as the 8th note in the 3rd and 4th system, and then the last 16th note lines up with the last one. So overall, obviously, they both last for one beat, and this is how the rhythm in system 3 and 4 sounds. Again, going back to phonetics and the words we like to use, I use the word banana. I've put another one underneath. I remember coming up with the one on the 4th system at university last year, and I have no idea why I did it, but it's pincushion. So, for any people who sew out there, a pincushion is like a pillow or a little cushion that you stick your pins in when you're not using them. I've never sewn, so I don't know why I used pincushion, but for some reason it was the word that got to me in the lesson. So now I'm going to play through both of these rhythms, but this time I'm going to say the phonetics over it. banana, 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 banana. And this is pincushion. Pincushion, 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 pincushion. Just a little bit about this technique first. It's I've been told it's an American technique. We don't really use it here in England much. We're very much about one and two and, or one e and a two e and a. And I learnt this from my tutor, Philip Mann, who some of you may know from Bass Guitar Magazine. He writes a couple of columns in there. He went and studied under Jeff Berlin at the Players School of Music in Florida, and I believe this is what he learnt over there, and he's brought it back over here to the Institute of Music where I studied under him. And this technique has just helped me so much. I mean, I said it in the lesson last week, but it's incredibly helpful. It has a way of making you see the rhythms as opposed to counting them. I think it's very important, because if you see a rhythm and you can say a word along with it, you know exactly how it's meant to sound. So let's take a look at exercise 1. These are the rhythms that we've done today, and the two new ones, the 16th notes and the 16th, 8th and 16th notes put together. I've just sort of picked one, messed them about, copy and pasted here and there. Keep it all on one note just so you get the rhythms nice and tidy first. I'm going to play it through once on its own, and then I'm going to say the words with it. One, two, three, four. Now I'm going to say it along with the words. 1, 2, 3, 4. Banana, double-decker, banana, double-decker, banana, banana, double-decker, banana, double-decker, banana, banana, double-decker. So if we take a look at exercise 2 now, it's the same as exercise 1, as in we're using, just doing the rhythms, not worrying about notes and pitches yet. I'm just going to use the rhythms that we've done this lesson and the ones from last lesson, so it's like a little recap of last lesson and today's lesson. I'm going to play through on its own, and then I'm going to play through and say the words. One, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to say it with the words. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double-decker, banana, lemonade, double-decker, blackcurrant, lemonade, taxi, banana, double-decker, banana, double-decker, taxi. So if we take a look at exercise 3 now, I've taken the same idea from exercise 2 last week, where I've assigned a different note for a different rhythm. So I've taken the 2 new rhythms from today and the 3 rhythms from last week, put them together and assigned each rhythm a different note. This is how it would sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's move on to exercise 4, which is just a sort of rocky / metal riff I just made up. Again, it's incorporating all 3 rhythms from last week and the 2 new rhythms today. So if you've got a cool drum machine, maybe set up a cool rock groove and play this one along with it. And this is how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we move on to the fifth and final exercise, exercise 5, you can see this one probably looks a lot trickier and scarier than all of these other exercises we've done over these last 2 weeks. But seriously guys, you know how to play these rhythms now, and it's all based around the G major scale, so your hand can stay in one position. But now that you know all the rhythms and words you can say over it to make them sound better, hopefully this shouldn't be as hard as it may first appear. Like I said, it's all based around G major, and the important thing is that it includes rhythms that we've done over these last 2 weeks. And this is how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's it for this week guys. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along to the second part of this sight reading lesson. As an added little bonus, I've chucked in another sheet of music with 4 systems. It looks quite large on the page. It's just to show that, we learn these rhythms and we play along, we play with a metronome, we make sure we get them all equal, but sometimes maybe some of you are thinking, where do these come up in music? I don't know if I've ever seen that before. We've taken a look at this extra page that I've given you. The first 3 systems, there's 3 in a row. The first one has solo on top. These are from Led Zeppelin's Good Times, Bad Times. And the bottom system, which is a couple of, right at the bottom of the page, that's an excerpt from Jimi Hendrix's All Along the Watchtower. So like I'm saying guys, we learn all these rhythms and how to play them, how to say them, what's the best way. And just to, not that you wouldn't believe me, but just to prove that these are actual rhythms in actual songs and they do come up. So that's why I've chosen to do the first 2 lessons on sight reading rhythms like these. Thanks again guys, been a great lesson, and see you for the next one. If you need to contact me, all my details and information are on the page. Like I said, if you want to suggest maybe a topic for the next lesson or have any questions to ask me, find my Facebook page, send me a message or send me an email. All the details are on the last picture at the end of this video. Have a great week guys, and see you next week.